Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 105. Today what we're talking about is the SCM, or the sternocleidomastoid. This is a muscle that attaches up here to the top of your skull, okay? It's a protuberance off the top of your skull on the side here that's called your mastoid process, right? And then it comes down, it courses down angularly and attaches to two places. Let me see if I can get down here for you. Attaches to two places, okay? It comes down and attaches to the sternum and a little bit lateral to the clavicle. Now, what it does is it brings this point and this point closer together. So it's going to rotate your head away and it's going to laterally flex your head towards. And you can see that if I just give myself a little bit of pressure here, that kind of pops right out, right in that region right there. Okay? So, why is this muscle important? Well, we just said what it does, right? We said that it laterally flexes towards the side of that muscle and rotates the head away. But we have two of them, one on each side. And when they work together, they work to flex the head. Or when you're breathing very heavily, they're accessory muscles of breathing. So if you're that person that gets that 20-minute Metcon done and the whole time you're breathing really hard, you're recruiting a whole bunch of additional musculature. You know, we talk all the time about diaphragmatic breathing and the importance of diaphragmatic breathing. But when you breathe forcefully and you have forceful respiration, you recruit all this additional musculature. Everything from the back area to upper trap, levator scapulae, accessory muscles on the side, they call them the scalenes. But one of these big major players of that is your SCM, or sternocleidomastoid. What it does is when the head is in a fixed position, it helps to raise the chest during that big forced inspiration. So you can imagine how this sucker can get burnt out. And the problem with that, especially if they get burnt out left versus right, you create this asymmetry and you'll have a tendency to give yourself headaches. It's those gnawing type headaches that kind of come up as a circular pattern up over top of your head. So how do we take care of this at home? Okay, I got ourselves a little bit of a, it's just a soft yoga ball. This one's from Yoga Tune-Up. I like this because it's a smaller ball than say the lacrosse ball. You can use those as well though. So what are we going to do? We're going to massage those first 2 points with this ball. And the way that we're going to do that, hopefully I'm doing it far enough that you guys can see, is I find with one finger the area of what we call that mastoid process. I'm going to find that little bump on the outside portion of my skull, drop my finger down. I might even feel a little tenderness here. Okay? I place that ball there. I'm going to cover it with my entire hand. And I'm just going to do about 15 circles clockwise and then 15 circles counterclockwise. Okay? Once I do that, I'm then going to look for the attachments down here. Remember what I said, if you're having a hard time finding them, okay, you're just going to push your head and kind of push your head into your hand, and you're going to kind of look for them to pop out. And you can see they pop out right there on me. Okay? So, I got myself my attachment points. I put my finger on them. I'm going to take that same soft ball there, and I'm just going to massage. It doesn't matter what hand you do this with. I'm kind of trying to make it as friendly as possible for you guys to see. Okay? And you can relax the neck, although I'm keeping my head upright just so you can see it. Again, I said you guys can relax the neck to kind of get that ball in there pretty deep. Now, once we do both insertions, we muscle mash the origins down here, your sternum and your clavicle, and the insertion portion up here, your mastoid. You can trace the muscle. Now, the only thing I say about this when we trace the muscle is just be cautious because there's other delicate material in here. You have vascular bundles, and you also have the carotid arteries and a bunch of other these major streams of either blood or neural tissue that kind of come from your brain or your spinal column come down. You're not going to hurt them if you're at all delicate. However, there's something to remember that they're down there, right? So anyway, once we do that, we can take this ball and we can massage the length of the tissue, okay? Again, we can do about 15 to 20 passes here. It all depends on how that tissue is responding to that. So we go up and down, we can go side to side, you can do those little circles like I just did. So we got the 3 points, we got the origins, we got the insertions, we got the muscle belly. Now, how do we stretch it? or how do we mobilize that tissue? Today what we're going to do is we're going to use our fingers here, and we're going to give ourselves a pin and stretch routine. So what do? We first want to first we want to shorten that tissue as close together as we can. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do lateral flexion and rotate away. We bring those 2 points the closest we can. We're going to squeeze in that muscle belly, again being considerate of the surrounding neural tissue, and all we're going to do is look away the opposite way. All we're going to do is look the opposite way and laterally flex away. So one more time. To shorten that tissue, we laterally bend towards the side and we look away. We're going to take our pinch on that muscle belly. We're going to lean away and we're going to rotate the opposite direction that we were just at. And then we can do this a little bit more quickly. Each time, just resetting our grasp. Okay. Now, once you guys get that one side done, make sure that you do the other. One of the things that happens when you do an SCM, if you only do one side, you kind of disrupt that asymmetry between the left and the right, which can cause you some of those headaches. It reflexively happens if you don't treat both sides. So, if one side of your SCM bothers you, sternocleidomastoid, make sure that you treat both muscle mash and mobilize. And guys, that's how today we're optimizing function to optimize performance. See you guys tomorrow.